Linda Garden.
Yes, well, it is my second one-night stand. The first one-night stand is here somewhere. Oh, look at my husband over there searching the crowd for the hands. That really, he was at the first one-night stand. And the funny thing is, that's what he thought it was. But I made it last for 64 years. Yay me! And the joke is on him. I have embarrassed my children for years, and now they are senior citizens, and I'm still embarrassing them. My daughter, who was embarrassed by me the moment she was born, I was laying there trying to give birth to this baby girl, and all of a sudden she popped out, and she stared at me and said, "For God's sakes, Mother, close your legs." And I said, "Really? You get back in there, you cheeky little thing." So tonight I'm going to embarrass them yet again, because here on stage in Sarasota, I am going to I'm so afraid to say this. I am going to talk about my vagina. And, I consider it a public health announcement. Like on television, everyone over 50 should have a colonoscopy. That's true. Every woman should examine her breast routinely. And that's true. So in a way, I think my announcement is more like a public safety announcement. If you are over 80, beware of your vagina. Let me explain about that. One morning, I jumped out of bed in my cute little nightie, and I decided I'm going to clean the floor to ceiling mirror. So before I did that, I had to move a plant. And at my age, you know what I'm talking about. When you lift the plant, you wet the floor. I immediately took my granny panties off, put them in a baggie, sealed it airtight. Because we all know, in Florida, black mold can happen in a second. So I get back to cleaning the mirror. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. And then I take the appropriate breath, and I look up, and I am face to face with my vajayjay. And I don't recognize it. You know how you see somebody and you think, they're familiar. But I can't place you. I know I should know you. But what happened to you? It was sad. So I couldn't stop looking. And I realized that my sweet hoo-ha of a vagina, I screwed that up. My sweet rosebud of a vagina had become undercooked Pillsbury dinner roll. And then you're laughing way too hard and you're way too close. It was frightening. So that night, I'm out on the balcony with my husband, and I told him the story. And I said, with pleading eyes, honey, is it really that bad? And he said, I don't know, I haven't seen it in 20 years. I couldn't believe it. It seems like yesterday. And it gets worse. The next morning I get a call from my neighbor, David. And he says, Linda, I overheard you and Tom talking on the balcony. And I didn't get a wink of sleep last night because every time I closed my eyes, I saw your whisker biscuit. My what? You know, your lady parts. And I said, oh, David, honey, you have the wrong neighbor. I haven't had lady parts in years. Sweet green.